Hey guys, Archie Luxury channel, Paul Pluta channel. So remember guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my YouTube channel. And today I'm doing paid reviews because man cannot live on Google Ads alone. That's right guys, I need more than Google Ads to sustain me. So I'd like to you know, please, if you do like my channel, you want to keep me going full-time on YouTube, look in the description for 10 ways you can help me. You can sponsor a video, you can get a video made, you can have a phone call, I do consultancy, I take donations, and Patreon. I look after my Patreon viewers. They get little snippets. So now guys, let's have a look here. Let's have a look and see what the go is. So this is a question on a lady's Cartier AC3. This is from Chicago Tom. AC3, my wife and I are rapidly approaching our 30th wedding anniversary, and I would like to give her a Cartier watch as a present. She really likes the Tank Anglaise, but also the gold Tank Louis Cartier and the Tank Francais. Please use all your powers and wisdom in steering us to the perfect Cartier watch for her. New or pre-owned, we are looking for your expertise in this matter. Thank you. You sent me $30 US for a video. Thank you for your time and help. Regards, Chicago Tom. Tom, thank you so much. And I gotta tell you, one thing I always say to the ladies when it comes to watches, the best ladies watch, what is it? It is a steel Rolex. Steel Rolex, because let's face it, if you have a steel Rolex, it's going to be waterproof. Steel is going to last a lot longer than gold. It's going to be, this is a keeper for life. So I reckon this is a better thing than a Cartier. The other great watch I really recommend is a Omega Constellation. These are an absolute bargain. And I recently picked this baby up here for about $500 US. And I think this is the perfect combo pair for a lady. That's right, the perfect combo pair. A steel Rolex with a date, and a quartz Omega, because the quartz, women hate setting the damn things. They like to just put it on their wrist and go. They don't want to muck around fiddling with it. See, this is a very important thing. Now, okay, let's cut, stop. Okay, now that I've shown you these two beautiful gems there, what would I recommend in Cartier? Well, Cartier, the big problem with Cartier is very little water resistance. And this is the big problem. If you want an everyday watch, you can't go past Rolex because it's waterproof. It's got a screw-in crown. It's got an oyster case. These things are pretty well bulletproof. The problem with Cartier is that, you know, you're just doing the dishes or washing your hands and water gets in. It gets in. And I've seen so many Cartiers where they've had water damage. And this is the reality. Cartier is water resistant. It's not really water resistant, but it's not really waterproof. Okay, so as a dress watch, a Cartier is a great watch to have there. What do I love in Cartier? Look, I would really go and you've got to buy used. Okay, you've got to buy used. I mean, if you want to buy new, paying big coin, and it's Cartier's kind of one of these bullshit brands. You know, it used to be such a good brand, but now in later life, it's kind of become a very glorified fashion brand. I'm sorry to say that. What do I recommend? I would recommend a Rolex, because it's waterproof. You've got to say to her, are you going to take your watch off if you're washing your hands? Are you going to take your watch off if you're... See, this is the thing. A Rolex is so useful because it is screw-in crown, oyster case. Now, Cartier, I tell you some models. There are some really great bargains in Cartier in the pre-owned market. I really do love, I recently sold a vintage, I had a vintage Cartier Tank. I recently sold it, and It was a lovely piece, around the $3 US mark. It was a manual wind mechanical. This is the other problem with Cartier, is that a lot of the pieces tend to be quartz only, which quartz is quartz. I tell you some Cartiers I really do love there. I think if you want to get a Cartier, look, I would honestly say to you, if you can't steer her into a Rolex, because a Rolex is waterproof, see, you can do so many things there. If you can't steer her into that, there is quite a few good Cartiers there. Cartier Tank Solo. Now the Tank Solo is kind of a cheapened tank. It's got a steel back on a gold case. So it's kind of frustrating. It is very, very frustrating in the Cartier lineup there. The Tank Francais, that is such a classic icon there. The Tank Francais is really, really iconic. Princess Diana, she had a solid gold 18-karat quartz Cartier Tank Francais. Jackie Kennedy had the she had the Louis Cartier tank. That was the gold mechanical tank. It was actually a gift that was given to her, not by her husband. It was actually given from somebody else. But I gotta tell you, in all honesty, what is the best Cartier to go for? Look, I would really jump on. You really want to buy a Cartier on the pre-owned market. I honestly think you've got to look at what sort of floats your boat. The gold ones, you'd really, I think you'd really better off to get a Louis Cartier. Tank Francais, that's quite a nice model in steel. I think it looks quite nice in two-tone. In solid gold, it's a little bit on the gaudy side. I love the Cartiers that I really love are the Banois, the Diablo, there's some, and I think the Tank, the classic Tank itself there. The perfect one, it depends what does she really like there. And this is the big thing. If you're celebrating your 30th anniversary, maybe it's time for you just to go into the Cartier boutique and pick one. I mean, that's if you are well enough, that's kind of cool. Women really like getting new stuff there. I know I say pre-owned, but Cartier is kind of one of those brands where it's nice to go into the boutique and pick one out. The problem is, for any gold one, they're going to be damn expensive. So if you're going to go new, go steel. If you're going to go pre-owned, you could go into the gold. So I myself, Cartier's a really interesting brand there. They've got a long history. They got a lot of, I've kind of lost a lot of respect for Cartier because they've done really nasty things in recent times there. A lot of quartz. They've really, they've gone from being a watchmaker to being really a fashion watch, which I've lost a lot of respect for Cartier. I must tell you that. Cartier seems to, instead of it being iconic and keeping the same design forever, they have new releases that come out. Then that release dies off, they bring out something new. And, they had the Ball on Blue. That was a great model, but that has a product like, I mean, they're just trying to sell product now. This is the whole thing about Cartier that really shits me off. My own view, I think you would be best, I really think you would be best to, if you're going to get a steel one, yeah, you could and I think sound your way out and see what she really is getting at there. I would really be getting a pre-owned bargain. I think that is the way to go. That is the way to go if you want a solid gold one, because depreciation-wise, Cartier doesn't really hold its value. Not terribly, but they're not what they used to be. They really, because they have a product line, then they drop it and they start again. It really hurts the line there. I think, honestly, if you want bulletproof investment, buy the classic Louis Cartier 18 karat. That is the classic. I think that is the best thing to buy there. I recently sold one, and it was a really beautiful piece there. I sold it I sold it for about $3,000 US. So it wasn't ridiculous money. Brand new, they're like $10,000. I mean, huge money. So my view is, I think, you know, the most practical watch you can give would be a Rolex. A Rolex would be most practical. But if you can't do that, I gotta tell you, I really do think you're gonna buy new, you want to get steel because they're reasonable price. You want to go gold, you've got to get a vintage piece. There's a number of really cool dealers around there. So that's kind of my own view, is if you're going to get a Cartier in gold and you're paying a lot of money, you want to get the classic Louis Cartier because it's timeless. It'll always be wanted and there'll always be a market for it. So that's my view on Cartier. I'm Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Tell me what you guys think of that.